Ooh, they're popping. We have 3 shishito pepper plants. We grew them from starts, and I don't know, we can pick, I've picked, what, a couple pounds worth of shishitos off of here throughout the season. I did not plant them from a seed, so I can't speak to growing them from a seed, but from starts they're really easy and they grow pretty bushy. So you trim them to be able to like pick them, you got to trim the bush a little bit. And they do really well in the heat. When it's really hot, they even turn red and stuff. And they're sweet. So I might have picked off all the really big ones, but they get quite large. Let's see if we can find a bigger one. I don't know. I might have gone through and picked all the big ones, but they're pretty cool. And we have like 8 pepper plants right here, so I'm not sure also if the bonus is that they've all grown up together and are feeding off each other, and that's why they've all done really well, because all of these pepper plants have done fairly well. These are all growing. This is like an orange bell pepper plant. And I got one big store-sized one on the other side. But the shishitos are really happy. You see all of them? I think this is a pretty big one. Mm-hmm. But you kind of got to trim it up, otherwise you won't find them. You got to really dig. If you look on this plant, there's a bunch, and you see all the little pods. So these are where all new ones will come up. This is a little baby. So as you trim, it just grows, and you can pick more. And we've been eating off this plant for months, and it's still giving stuff. Still hot enough. Like, look, those are shishitos. They're not like, I mean, they're as big as my hand. Yeah, they're not hard to grow at all. I like them, and they're not spicy. So you can eat them. They're not spicy. I think the sweeter ones are the red ones. They're really sweet. We're in Northern California in Sebastopol. There's 2 tectonic plates in California. There's the one that's in the ocean. We're in the ocean side tectonic plate, and the ridge is the hills in the back part of Sebastopol. So this soil is different. It's like ocean bed soil, so it's actually better, or it's not better. It's looser. Mm-hmm. It's a little different than the adobe in Petaluma. I think the heat really is important because we haven't had a lot of the red ones until recently, and the temperature's only recently gone up in the last few weeks. Look, they're humongous. If you don't find them, they get humongous. All right, so what? I was picking for maybe 10 minutes. There we go. I mean, you can pick endlessly. Every time I try and leave, I find new ones, and then I end up picking them. See? Because why not? Okay, so we're going to be cooking the shishito peppers that Brenda picked from her garden earlier. And we're going to do essentially like Donosti-style peppers. Mm-hmm. So, right. Brenda usually cooks these in the oven, right?
Yes, with sauteed garlic and onions.
Okay, all right, so we're going to try them today in the pan. We're using a cast iron pan, which these are great for cooking. All right, so we're going to let the pan heat up a little bit, and we're going to you can use kosher salt, or, you know, if you want to use your Himalayan version, that's good too. And go ahead and cover the bottom of the pan with a lot of salt. And then we're gonna drizzle the olive oil on top of the salt. Okay. And then we're going to just lay the peppers, which we just picked from our organic garden. I guess we'll just pour them in there. All right. So they have to touch the bottom of the pan.
Yes, because they're gonna roast a little bit. They're gonna get a little bit burned.
Ooh, okay.
And that's part of what gives them their flavor.
Are shishitos native to the Basque Country?
No, these are, shishito are Japanese peppers, but this is the closest to the peppers that you will find in the Basque Country. So people in the U.S. use shishito peppers kind of to resemble
Right.
the peppers that they use in Donosti.
Mm.
The Basques use a lot of peppers too, different kinds of peppers. And you know, you've probably seen the houses with the red peppers hanging down, drying.
Yeah.
And in Espelette, they dry them and then they create Espelette pepper, which is kind of a hot pepper that you can sprinkle on top of a lot of Basque foods. All right.
Well, I can hear them crisping up too. They're like, the oil is getting sizzly.
I mean,
so you want it to blister.
Yeah.
Do they only blister on one side, or then you do?
Well, okay, so now that they're like that, okay, so they look like that. That's not too burned. That's how you want them. So we're gonna turn all of them over completely.
Ooh, they're popping. Where'd you learn how to do this?
I experimented after we tried these Donosti peppers in the Basque Country that were so good. And they're very simple. I mean, if you look at...
No, yeah.
It doesn't take very much. Okay, now we're going to put more...
Salt?
More salt. Yeah, go ahead and pour. And plenty of salt is good because, you know.
Who doesn't like salt?
All right, and now we're going to use some lemon juice. And we don't have lemons today, but that's fine. We have some key lime juice. And we're going to just sprinkle a little bit over the top. On probably just like, what was that, 3-4 minutes? Okay, you don't want them to get too soggy, so here you can see they're roasted on both sides.
They look good.
They look like the Donosti peppers you get in a restaurant.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Wow.
This one's huge.
Huge. Yeah, let's find a huge one.
There's one right there.
Nice. Wow. Good salt and lemon flavors.
My Basque connection is primarily through my grandfather. He immigrated from Iparralde in the early 1920s. First to Nevada, and then back to the Basque Country, and then came back to California and was a sheep herder for several years. Through that primary connection to the Basque culture, I studied abroad the summer after graduating from college in Donostia, and deepened my connection with the Basque culture, and I really connected with my heritage. I think the things I appreciate the most about the Basque culture are the humility, the family bonds, the traditions as well, the dancing and the food and how it brings everyone together. I am also very much a food person, so I can't dismiss the Basque food culture and drink culture and Sagardua. I really enjoy those kinds of festivals. The authenticity of the people and like just being together as people. There is no artificialness to that. I really truly enjoy that part of the culture. I grew these shishitos.
Nilla,
Nilla, you ain't gonna
Get out
like
of
what
there.
you find in here. Come on.
Nilla, get out of there.
Nilla,
Out you go. Come on.
get out, girl.
Oop.
Ouchie.
She was okay.
The bacelore tradition. Perzolari? Yes. I said it wrong. I want to start over now.
Okay. All right, that's fine.
Okay.